hometown Los Angeles Clippers. Here's the way they will go. Maurice Taylor, Tyrone Nesby the forwards. Michael Olowokandi is the center. The backcourt combination has Lamar Odom at the point, and Derek Anderson is the shooting guard. Jim Todd, interim head coach of the Clippers, 1-14 so far in his brief tenure as the Clipper head man. Now for the Toronto Raptors, the way they will go this evening. The man that so many people have come to see tonight, upper right-hand corner of your screen, Vince Carter, then veterans Charles Oakley and Antonio Davis at center. The backcourt combination, the veteran Doug Christie at the point, and a young Tracy McGrady is the shooting guard. With a brand new contract extension, the happy head coach of the Raptors is Butch Carter. The Raptors 34-25 in the year. The Clippers 12-48. They met once before. The Raptors won in Toronto in November, 106-100. What do you think, Bill?
Statement game for both teams. The Raptors have to show that they can beat up on the poorer teams around the league, and the Clippers have to come out and show that they are a real team again after the debacle as the team fell apart in the second half and just gave up 61 points to the league's other superstar, Shaquille O'Neal.
Referees are Bennett Salvatore, Sean Corbett, and Baden Palmer. The Clippers control the tap. They're in their home whites. The Raptors in their road purples. Vince Carter is matched up with Odom out front. That's an interesting matchup. Anderson gets it into Olowokandi. Out to DA for three. Rebound, fought for. Carter has it. He'll spin into the front court. Odom retreats. Christie goes inside, and now McGrady will set up the offense.
It's a very versatile team playing with the three guards, McGrady, Christie, and Oakley.
Oakley bangs one off the back of the iron. The rebound goes out to Los Angeles. That'll be a team rebound for the Clippers as LA will bring the ball up, and Lamar Odom, the rookie out of Rhode Island, into the offensive end.
Odom should just try to slash to the hoop a few times and try to draw some defenders. The willing passer.
Nesby, bounce pass, but no way that Olowokandi could make that catch. The veteran Oakley has it in the front court for the Raptors.
It was a horrendous pass by Tyrone Nesby.
We're seeing a lot of that from both teams right now.
McGrady just couldn't hold on to what I thought was a sharp pass. Oakley, really one of the more creative passers for a guy who doesn't have a strong individual offensive game.
Odom against Carter. And who would have expected this? Around Nesby.
They'll switch everything out in front.
They can do it, and McGrady gets the steal.
Well, Tracy McGrady is a full 6'9". Gets you double figures in rebounds when he plays big minutes. Can post up, can shoot from the outside. And don't leave Doug Christie out of any of this conversation as the keys. Oh, beautiful.
Lob to Davis. Collected himself and almost let the defenses come and get him, but he gets his 2 points anyway. And a 20-second timeout taken by Jim Todd. So the Clippers want a quick break as Todd does not like much of what he has seen in the opening 90 seconds.
Good teams, the ball starts moving around a lot more. This Raptor team has really come together under unappreciated and unrespected Butch Carter. Fortunately, they know what a find they have in their great coach up there, and Antonio Davis gets a good, easy basket. He's been playing big minutes, as you can look at the tattoo collection of Doug Christie. Pepperdine star, but Vince Carter, last 15 games, over 30 points a game. He has led Toronto in all of those games in scoring, and that is a franchise record. Granted, it's not a long tradition of franchise records.
Raptors battling to get a home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs, and they are right there. They could go as high as second here.
Did New York lose tonight at Washington?
They did, lost big to the Wizards.
So that back-to-back curse continues for the Knicks. Now they just cannot seem to put anything together, the Knicks.
Nesby one-on-one with Carter while McGrady gets the rebound. Tracy, a coveted free agent this summer against another one, Maurice Taylor. And McGrady gets the lead 4-0. Toronto has the lead. Clippers come the other way.
This team has won 4 straight games. We're in the middle of a long road trip. They go to Sacramento from here, and then Seattle on Sunday.
They've also won 5 straight. They've also won 6 straight. You're right. They have won 4 straight.
4 straight on the road. And 6 straight on the road?
6 straight on the world.
Okay.
As Anderson takes it to the hole. Rejected by Davis. Recovered by Taylor.
No reset of the shot clock.
It's a 10, and there's a foul. And Sean Corbin takes the brunt of that blow. Oakley said, I got you, Sean. Sean said, let me out of here.
Every player's dream Just have the referee right in line as you come running for that loose ball. Oh, I'm so sorry, Sean. let me be the first to help you out.
Derek Anderson has it with 8 on the shot clock. Bounce pass to Taylor. His long jump shot is good. Maurice Taylor coming off a 25-point, 10-rebound game, overshadowed by some other performances on Monday night, but a terrific showing there by Big Mo. As Carter has it up court, 4-2. Toronto leads the Clippers. This is Christie posting up on Anderson, and a foul will be called.
The power of Doug Christie, the explosiveness. The Pepperdine star, born in Seattle, couldn't make it on a number of different teams and finally finds a home after the Knicks gave up on him. Beautiful drive there. Doug Christie, who was a huge factor in the legendary Who's Got Game challenge that was held in Hawaii this summer.
A legend in Bill's own mind and memory bank.
Last 4 seasons, almost 15 points a game. Really has exploded onto the scene. Doug Christie, a physical fitness fanatic, really sets a good example for Vince Carter and Tracy McGrady.
6-2 ball game. Raptors have the lead. Odom working against Carter. Illegal defense warning here against the Toronto Raptors. Out of bounds, it'll go to the Clippers. Carter walks the baselines. Of course, coaches never think their team commit illegal defenses.
Bringing us up to speed, Ralph, on Butch Carter's new contract.
Well, he signed, I think, to the year 2003. Signed an extension recently, and he's very happy with it. I don't have the dollar figures here, but Butch looks like he's dressing pretty well.
Butch Carter, who played his college basketball at Indianapolis, or Indiana University is it, I don't know, Bloomington or Bloomington? I'm not sure what.
What was the name of the school?
University of Indiana.
Bloomington, Indiana.
Oh,
yeah. Out of bounds, it'll go to the Clippers. 14 in the shot clock. Odom will bring it in. 6-2 ball game. Toronto has the lead. Odom isolated against Oakley.
Go to Olowokandi here, trying to get him off early.
And he gets fouled from behind. Foul is going to be on Charles Oakley. His first. Oh, there's Wayne Gretzky and his wife, the great one.
A native of Brantford, right next to Toronto, near Algonquin Park.
Odom leans, banks, misses, and Olowokandi with the tip. 6-4, Toronto by 2.
It's important for Olowokandi to have a solid game tonight. Absolutely embarrassed against Shaq.
Carter misses.
He has to build his confidence. Unfortunately, the Lakers are no longer on the Clippers schedule this year.
Line drive, jump shot by Nesby ties the game at 6. I think the Clippers would like to play the Lakers again. That was, I think there was some stuff going on in that game I just didn't like to see. I was frankly disappointed in Phil Jackson, the head coach of the Lakers, for letting that go on. It was more than rubbing salt into the wounds. I don't know why Shaq was out there to get 61 points. I don't understand that.
If he's on a roll like that, let him go.
Well, he was on a roll against guys half his size. Christie will fire a 23-footer and miss it.
That's not his fault. Olowokandi didn't foul out. He only had 5.
Gotten hurt in the 4th quarter? What would have happened then? They would have missed the chance to win a championship.
Shaq's not going to get
He's
hurt.
missed a lot of games in his brief pro career. Slammed up. A quick slammer by Lamar Odom. 8-6, the Clippers take the lead.
Shaq hurts people. He doesn't get hurt. And he has hurt Michael Olowokandi's psyche. He's got 1 basket against Shaq in 3 games. 4 games.
No, in 3 games.
3 games, well.
Foul is called there against Tyrone Nesby. Nesby's first.
Oh, and Lamar Odom slashing to the hoop. No real shot blocker there. Beautiful crossover dribble. Late on the rotation, Antonio Davis and Charles Oakley, and a nice screen out by Michael Olowokandi. The parting of Lake Ontario. That is the lake where Toronto is, right?
I don't know. All those lakes look alike to me. They call them the Great Lakes, and there's too many of them for me to keep track of. Had to do that in high school geography, and it was really hard for me. There's the maid doing the duty out there.
You talked about Tracy McGrady being a much coveted free agent. He would be best served if he stayed right where he is. This is a team that has an aura about it. Vince Carter and Tracy McGrady could be like Jordan and Pippen.
Davis will fire and hit. Antonio Davis, underrated player, ties the game at 8 as Derek Anderson brings the ball back up, and Coach Todd looks on. Olowokandi wants it. Anderson gets a better angle and gives it to him. Again.
Nice in and out offense and great ball movement.
Christie running at Nesby. Boy, Olowokandi was high on that one, but couldn't guide it home, and McGrady brings the ball up court.
You'd like to see the aggressiveness of Olowokandi pushing Antonio Davis underneath the cylinder.
Carter. Christie for 3. Bingo. Doug Christie's 81st three-pointer of the year. It's 11-8. Toronto has the lead. Odom has the ball.
Christie works as hard on his game in all aspects, including the physical fitness of any player in the league, and he's really added that three-point weapon. He's become a regular part of his arsenal.
Taylor, a good feed inside to Anderson. Oh, his dipsy-do won't go, but the Candyman can. 11-10, and the Raptors lead is down to 1.
When you're coming down the lane as a guard, all you want to do is get your shot up on the glass. Don't get it blocked. Give your big man a chance to come and dunk it home, as Olowokandi did.
Carter here against Anderson. Christie for 3 more. Swatted out to McGrady. Oh boy, Davis gets that. They're going to get a third look at it, and that so often is the charm.
But all quick shots here. Now, this time, a little bit of patience by the Raptors.
McGrady not a real three-point threat. Davis misses, and Odom rebounds, and the Raptors go 0 for 3. Knocked away by Oakley. Out of bounds. It's going to go to the Los Angeles Clippers. 5:37 to go. We're in the first quarter. Raptors have a 1-point lead. 11-10. Raptors by 1 early. So far, Vince Carter hasn't gotten off. He's scoreless. Jim Todd tells us how he plans to defend the invincible one.
Well, as you know, it's going to be a problem. You know, when we were able to play Philadelphia with Iverson, we were able to double him. Atlanta, we were able to come at Ryder, and hopefully the supporting cast, wasn't going to get hot. I think with Toronto, they have, too many weapons outside, too many outside threats and scoring threats. You give Del Curry a second, the shot's off. But we are going to try to, everything is focused to try to slow him down and try to double to him, whether it's off the ball, or whether it's the closest guy. If it's in a pick and roll, we'll double off the pick and roll. And, we're making a conscious effort to be around him, for 48 minutes.
Last year's Rookie of the Year, Vince Carter, 18 points per game. His last 6 games, 33 points per game. What surprises me and was so devastating about this great run that Toronto is on is that they're outshooting their opponents by 10 percentage points from the three-point line and 10 percentage points at the foul line over the last 6 games.
A full timeout is being taken by the Toronto Raptors. Now they change it to a 20-second timeout with 5:20 to go in the period. Carter calling a 20. The Raptors still lead by 1 as Coach Butch Carter calling a bit of a surprise timeout. And there's a familiar face, Jamal Wilkes. Where did he go to college?
UCLA.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
UCLA on their way to the NCAA tournament. Jamal Wilkes, winner of 2 NCAA championship rings.
Oh, the lob to McGrady for the slam dunk.
But Jamal Wilkes is a former Clipper as well.
Finished his career with the Clippers, as a matter of fact. 13-10, Raptors lead by 3. I guess now we know why Carter called the timeout. He wanted to. I forgot to tell you about this play I want to run. Taylor out front to Anderson. Odom through the hole, leaning, banking, offensive fouling. Jim Todd screeches no, but it's the call nonetheless. Lamar, who may well lead the league in offensive fouls this year.
Lamar Odom playing with a very sore shoulder and a painful chronic knee problem, just 20 years old. The curse that every NBA superstar goes through, playing through the pain.
Well, what do you know about that?
I don't know. I wasn't a superstar, but I sure played in a lot of pain.
You were definitely a superstar. Christie on the run, a wild bank shot, bangs home, and he has 7 quick points. 15-10, Toronto. Anderson tries to answer and draws the foul. D.A. will go to the free throw line as Carter tried to draw the charge and didn't get it. As Carter gets his first foul, and Anderson will go to the line where he has been a lot. 35 free throw attempts in his homestand for D.A.
I'm always amazed why bigger players try to take charges on smaller players. Generally, you're a bigger guy, and Vince Carter is all of 6'6", maybe 6'7". He should just be able to stand up over the top, and the leaping ability that Vince Carter has, become a defender, not just a guy who's trying to be sneaky and take a charge.
Derek, 9th best foul shooter in the NBA. Makes 2 in a row to cut it to 3 at 15-12. The Raptors in purple bring it up. Christie at the point. They are 11-5 with him at that position this year.
Derek Anderson had a lot of experience against Vince Carter in the Eastern Conference last year.
Carter fires an air ball taken by Odom. The fans taunt Vince Carter. Carter did not have a big game against the Clippers last time these two clubs met. Nice feed from Taylor to Olowokandi. A very unselfish pass by Big Mo. 15-14, Toronto by 1.
Well, in that last game between the two teams, you mentioned Vince Carter, 19.7 rebounds in 35 minutes. But they won the game. A game that Maurice Taylor did not play in.
Long rebound, tapped out to McGrady. Carter again hits the two-pointer. Vince Carter's first field goal. 17-14, Raptors by 3.
In this 6-game run, Vince Carter is shooting 55% on threes.
Odom, a running left-hander, is good. 17-16, Toronto by a point. Boy, some great young players in this ball game tonight.
Back and forth, both teams putting on a show. That's a tough shot.
Over Nesby. I'd like to have even Carter take that shot on a regular basis as Odom brings it ahead to Anderson, a chance to take the lead.
That's the kind of shot that Butch Carter wants Vince to give it up.
Christie in the passing lane, but Odom gets it back. Nesby for 3. Rebound, Carter, shuffle it ahead to Christie with Odom back.
Again, Lamar Odom stops the fast break. Tracy McGrady and Doug Christie were out of bounds when they hit that ball. Lamar Odom slashing down the lane and beautifully over the extended helpless arms of the Toronto defenders. That is going to be an incredible show. I've been talking to a lot of people working on it. Executive producer Michael Satsuda on Sports Geniuses. Everything coming together in what promises to be the new hit of sports television game shows.
You're not in the title role in that, are you?
Absolutely not. I just know that everything that Michael Satsuda at Fox touches turns to gold.
Wow. 2:41 to go in the quarter. Del Curry is in, so watch out for him. One of the great shooters in the history of the game.
As beautiful a release as you'll ever see. He's standing wide open in the corner.
I want it. Now, why is he wide open?
Well, because Olowokandi was switched off to him.
Point try. He misses. Clippers breathe a sigh of relief. Taylor rebounds. Odom brings it up. A chance for L.A. to take the lead. Bingo! Three-pointer by Derek Anderson. And L.A.'s on top, 19-17.
Clippers playing with a lot of pride and passion and heart right now. They were embarrassed in the second half of that game after playing the Lakers head-to-head for the first 24 minutes.
Carter has it against Nesby. Carter struggling early. He's 1 for 6 from the field.
One of the things that stands out about Vince Carter, and all his teammates have mentioned this, he is always trying to make big plays. He just made one there on the defensive end.
Out of bounds is going to go to Toronto with 1:46 to go. Substitution, Kevin Willis comes in. Oakley goes out. This is kind of the X factor with this club. They bring some great veterans. Muggsy Bogues, Del Curry, Kevin Willis, D. Brown, Haywood Workman, all off the bench.
And Kevin Willis has been resurrected after a very slow start here. Butch Carter has admitted that he didn't know how to use Kevin Willis. And now that he's got him in a regular supporting role as a sixth man, great quick release. Del Curry 0 for 2 now from 3.
Anderson will bring the ball up for the Clippers with 1.5 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Another 3. That's terrific if you make it. It's awful if you miss it. Out of bounds, it goes off Taylor. It's going to be Toronto ball.
How can you say it's awful? The Clippers are leading. He was looking to pad the lead. That's a great shot. A 3 in transition. What more could you ask for?
Only that he make it. McGrady has it out front. Oakley over Taylor. Odom goes up to rip down the rebound and bring it back for the Clippers. Taylor to the basket, two-hand slam. Clippers lead 21-17. The big power forward running the court. You know Odom will find you.
Clippers are getting it done on the defensive end. They forced the Raptors to miss their last 6 shots. They're turning those misses into fast break opportunities, and they're delivering.
Willis misses. Odom a one-handed rebound. He's almost a one-handed player because that right shoulder, not only sore, very, very weak. Brings the ball to the sideline. Finds Nesby against Curry. Finds a crowd. 9 of the shot clock.
Everybody standing around.
Taylor in and out. The rebound taken by Willis, and the Raptors come back up court. Coach Todd checks here with his bench. Guys keeping track. Says, guys, you have a foul to give now.
Clippers have closed out the quarter here on a very solid 11-2 run over the last 4 minutes. Last shot time.
When somebody starts to make a move to the hole, they may want a foul. Now with 4. Now they want no fouls. Oh, they get one with 1 second to go. Oh, me, oh, my. Foul's going to be in Michael Olowokandi. The good news, though, it's only his first.
At least it wasn't Lamar Odom as he gives up the baseline. The clock in the lower right corner of your screen. The elevation of Tracy McGrady. The ability to get to the hoop and finish so strong. This Southern Florida native from a very small town in extreme Southern Florida. Raised by his mother. Didn't go to college.
And he's buying a home in Orlando. Into the ball game now, little Muggsy Bogues replacing Vince Carter. There's Carter going to the sidelines with 2 points.
Give him a chance to get a little bit of rest here over the quarter. Vince Carter will certainly be back. But notice how Tracy shoots the free throw line, or free throw shots from 18 inches behind the line. Clippers comfortably in the lead here at the end of 1. A lot of action at Staples. High flying plays by everyone. Lamar Odom, Derek Anderson, and Maurice Taylor leading the way for Los Angeles.
Well, the Clippers lead the Raptors by 3 at the end of 1 by a score of 21-18. Vince Carter, a very, very quiet opening quarter.
Tyrone Nesby doing the job defensively as the Clippers as a whole have shut down the Raptors' high-powered offense. The Clippers have dominated the boards. That's given them good looks at the baskets, and they've converted a very high percentage.
So the Clippers will go with the same unit that went throughout the first quarter, their starting unit, while Muggsy Bogues is in at the point for the Raptors at 5'3" has the ball knocked away by Olowokandi. Anderson chases it down but doesn't quite get there in time.
Once again, though, it's the Clipper defense that is the aggressive tone setter of this. Andy, Maurice Taylor, everyone stepping up, overplaying their men, forcing the Raptors to play a passive, conservative game. And the problems that have plagued the Raptors all year long are surfacing once again.
Oakley will let it fly and miss it. Olowokandi goes and gets his 6th rebound. Hands it off to Odom, who brings it ahead to Anderson. Anderson now guarded by Muggsy Bogues.
Clippers ball movement has been vastly superior to what it was during that Lakers game on Monday night.
Well, it was great in the first half on Monday night as well. It was the second half that they just stopped as Nesby goes bingo! Tyrone Nesby, 58th three-pointer of the year. Clippers have their biggest lead of the night at 6 at 24-18.
So you can start giving successive or successful reports on possessions as opposed to entire games. 48-minute effort here you need from the Clippers.
I would just explain something to you, Bill, and I like to explain it to you, then you can make your own decision. I had to explain it to you, though.
Granted, I'm a very slow learner out here. Well, one thing I have learned is that Tracy McGrady is going to make a big mistake if he goes to one of these bottom-of-the-barrel teams and tries to establish himself as the main man. Look how far back he stands from that free-throw line.
Yeah, see if we can get a good shot of this. You're going to see this. I mean, he is, I think you're right, about maybe 2 feet back.
That's Wilt Chamberlain distance back there.
Well,
gosh, we miss Wilt.
70% foul shooter. He's better than Wilt, but he's 1 out of 4 tonight. That's more Wilt-like. Clippers have the rebound and bring it back with a 6-point lead. Odom on the run. Penetrated, had no place to go. Little Muggsy comes. Curry finishes it off. Del Curry with a field goal, 24-20. Clippers by 4.
13 years now for Muggsy Bogues. Just an absolute brilliant addition.
Good job with the Clippers, 5 on 4 as Curry was caught up at the other end. The Clippers rushed up court, and they had the numbers and took advantage of it. 26-20, the Clips.
Toronto looking like a tired team. They better snap out of this very soon. Don't let the Clippers get a massive run.
Coming off a big emotional win 2 nights ago in Portland against the Trailblazers as Kevin Willis hits the face-up jump shot. 37-year-old former All-Star, 8 years of playoff experience. Boy, is he a valuable member to this team, especially when they get to the playoffs.
Out of Michigan State, a very rugged, willing banger inside. Kevin Willis, what an acquisition he was.
There's a mismatch for you. Nesby against Bogues, the post-up, and the foul is called. Little Muggsy will get the foul. He's been posted up plenty of times, folks. Clippers lead it by 4. Timeout in the court. The Clippers almost a 2-for-1 advantage on the board, 17-9, dominating play, and all there is the score, though, only a 4-point lead for Los Angeles over Toronto. Carter, a tough start.
One of the reasons that the Raptors are right back in there, they have 5 steals against the Clippers. For the record-setting Raptors, a 6-game winning streak, that ties a new record. 4 straight wins on the road, that's a new record. They're 9 games over 500 for the first time ever. 35 wins this season. That's a franchise record. They still have 20-plus games to go. And while we celebrate the ascension of Vince Carter and the Toronto Raptors, we couldn't get through the first half without mentioning the passing once again of Dennis Rodman from the NBA. How very sad.
Well, don't make it sound like he
left the NBA.
Yeah, he's out of the league. He got waived by the Dallas Mavericks today after criticizing the owner, which I think somewhere in the player manual it says not a good idea. Do not criticize the owner in public.
Why would you say those type of things about a guy, Mark Cuban, who went out on a limb to give Dennis a chance? Just another sad example of Dennis fighting and almost eating the hand that feeds him.
Taylor almost had the pick from Oakland.
I miss Dennis already, as I'm sure all the fans in Dallas do.
McGrady has it inside. He's tooting the wild shot taken by Willis. He scores and he's fouled. Kevin Willis, as tough as they can.
Candy forced away from the basket to help on the double team. Caused the erratic shot by Tracy McGrady, but then that allowed Kevin Willis to just waltz in underneath the basket. And Maurice Taylor is not a big above-the-rim shot blocker. All he and Nesby could do was reach in there and slap down low, and that's not going to be effective against Kevin Willis, who is as strong a player who has ever played in the NBA with the exception of Wilt and Shaq.
Well, it is one of the 3 strongest. 28-24, Clippers lead by 4.
And after what we saw Shaq do on Monday night, Shaq might be the strongest player ever.
Jeff McGinnis inside to Nesby for the jam. He looks over at Vince Carter. I like that. Yeah. 30-24, the Clippers.
Tyrone Nesby should that sleeping dog's not arouse the lion.
Muggsy Bogues has it out front. He missed the second half of that game at Portland as Curry gets a bucket for Bogues because at halftime they were putting some like muscle ointment on his body. He inhaled the fumes accidentally and got dizzy as could be and couldn't play in the second half.
What kind of muscle ointment is that?
I don't know. Taylor brings it out to Anderson. Oh, got off balance, throws it away. Here comes Muggsy Bogues. McGinnis giving chase. Muggsy gets it.
2 times.
Muggsy Bogues, 2-point game.
2 times now the Clippers in the first half. And Lamar Odom once, Maurice Taylor that time down the lane. Lose body control and balance, get in the air to pass. Turnover, fast break, Toronto.
They send 2 at Taylor. Nesby for 3. In and out. Chased down by Mo. Quite a pass to Anderson to McGinnis. No hoop for LA. Out of bounds, it'll go off McGinnis. It's Toronto ball.
In a game like this with Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, and Tyrone Nesby, you better be able to play above the rim because that's where the entire action is taking place. No pressure on the ball by Muggsy. He's not even tall enough. And Del Curry, who will never make the all-defensive team in the league, certainly has no answer for Tyrone Nesby above the rim.
Davis is back. Curry. Offensive foul will be called against Kevin Willis. Willis setting a moving pick. He set a few of those in his 15 years in this league. A lot of them for Dominic Wilkins. Mo Taylor comes out of the game. Pete Chilcutt comes in for Los Angeles. Big Mo sits down after a good start. 6 points, 4 boards for Maurice.
Eric Piatkowski checks in as well. So Nesby to the bench. Now, Lamar Odom's been out for a very long time, and this is a lineup that unless Derek Anderson gets huge numbers here, the Clippers are going to have trouble scoring, but Vince Carter, fortunately for all the viewers, is back in the game.
Traveling violation on Derek Anderson. So D.A. turns it over, and the Clippers having some turnover problems now for sure. That's 9 turnovers on the game to only 3 for the Raptors.
What a smile that Derek Anderson brings to work each and every day. Just a class act. Jeff McGinnis played at North Carolina with Vince Carter when Carter was a freshman.
Anderson knocks it away. Out of bounds it goes to Toronto. Anderson will be guarding Carter. Carter has Anderson alone against him.
Great double down.
4 in the shot clock. Willis. Well, the Clippers couldn't have done much better, but Willis just makes a big shot to tie the game at 30.
But the way he composed himself and gathered his balance there, patiently delivering the jumper.
Olowokandi misses. Rebound. McGrady. Tracy brings it up.
This is the matchup that I've been waiting for. Piatkowski and Tracy McGrady. Bring a great rebounding guard like Piatkowski.
Willis misses badly. Rebound banged away. They were all over Chilcutt, but Davis did a job. Anderson has a steal. Muggsy chases him down and commits the foul, but it's clear path to the basket foul, and 2 free throws coming for Derek Anderson. Muggsy with the foul. We're tied at 30. Timeout has been taken with 6:38 to go in the half.
In the Western Regional of the NCAA tournaments, you got Mike Montgomery bringing the Collins twins, bringing Mark Madsen into town, bringing Mosley, Glenn McDonald's son, Mike McDonald versus Gardner versus Walton versus all the players on that Arizona squad. That is going to be big over at McHale tomorrow night, and I am so proud and happy that I get to be there as a fan.
Yes, indeed. Bill's not working for a night. What does he do? He goes to a ball game. Anderson at the line now to shoot 2. D.A. has 5 points, made both of his free throws. That one's good. And the Clippers sneak on top again, 31-30. There's that Anderson smile. 21 off the bench on Monday against the Lakers.
Still plagued by that ankle. That it's just going to take the long offseason for it to get better. But he's out there, as so many are during this time of the season, playing on a myriad of injuries.
Odom is back for the Clippers, and L.A. comes up with a steal. D.A. into the front court. Tough shot. Rebound. Ripped down by Davis. Way ahead to Willis. Back to Muggsy. The fans wanted to have him shoot it.
No, they wanted to lob to Carter on that play.
Carter misses. Willis can't control it. Out of bounds to Los Angeles.
Carter was out in transition, and Willis just did not see him. But Kevin is not going to make that type of decision. He's been well schooled that if he doesn't have the clear dunk on the break himself, bring it back out, let someone else make the play.
Piatkowski finds Derek Anderson. Odom to the hole, bumped by Carter, didn't get the whistle, wonders why, makes a tough shot, and looks at the referee, said, hey, he just gave me the shoulder right in my rib cage. 34-30, Clippers by 4.
Like all the great scorers, Odom with the aggressive initiation of contact, Carter trying to get right back to it.
Carter just can't buy one.
Well, they're backing off of him. The outside shot is not there. Christie certainly is.
Three-pointer by Doug Christie. He has 10 points in the basketball game. 34-33, Clippers by a point.
When Christie is stroking that three, that changes everything. It takes the pressure off Carter, off McGrady. Relieves responsibility from the front line.
Anderson beats Muggsy Bogues badly. 9 points for Anderson. Clippers by 3.
Derek taking advantage of the breakdown defensively. Antonio Davis and Muggsy Bogues were on different pages in terms of strategy how to defend the pick and roll.
Carter against Odom. Christie over Piatkowski. Michael Olowokandie's 8th rebound.
How about Olowokandie inside? Give him an opportunity to come alive offensively. Very aggressive offense in first half for Derek Anderson.
I'd be a little overly optimistic on that one.
He's slow coming up the floor here, but he's wide open down there. And a turnover by Olowokandie. Never
Carter will tee it up. Spin to the hole and draw the foul. Free throws for Vince Carter. Foul's going to be called against Pete Chilcutt as Tyrone Nesby will come in. Taylor will come in.
Vince Carter, who was the 5th overall player chosen in the draft 2 years ago. There's a guy who played just 2 years of college basketball at North Carolina. He's 5th in the NBA in scoring this year. Almost 4 assists a game. 2 NCAA tournaments for Vince Carter. The first year, they lost in the second round to Texas Tech. There's that 1998 draft with Michael Olowokandie first, then Bibby, Rafe LaFrance, who's having a fine year up at Denver, and then Jamison and Carter from Golden State paying.
Nesby swooping to the goal. They didn't want Carter so badly. They paid a bunch of money to Toronto to make that trade.
See, you take Vince Carter and we'll pay you $750,000 to do that. They're having trouble up there with personnel decisions in Golden State.
Toronto said okay anyway. Again, foul going to the basket is Vince Carter. But Carter 1 of 8 from the field, 0 for 2 from the free throw line.
The scouting report on Tracy McGrady about to check in. See Vince Carter in your dictionary. The physical skills right now overshadow his basketball skills, which he's working very hard to catch up on. He missed his developing year. Here was a guy who didn't go to college. He didn't have a chance to go and learn at a level playing field. He came right in as a 17-year-old. The shoe company is just pushing these younger and younger players to come right ahead to the big leagues, and they're not ready.
What do the shoe companies have to do with 18-year-old high school kids?
Too much.
Taylor going up for the jam, draws the foul. He'll go to the free throw line. The foul will be on Kevin Willis, his 2nd of the game.
18-year-old. How about 13-year-old kids? Along the baseline, Chilcutt, an exquisite passer, also out of North Carolina. Hard foul above the rim. Kevin Willis always willing to lay the hammer on his opponent. 4 points by Vince Carter, who is having a horrendous evening, yet they still have a chance to win this game as they trail by 4 points here with 3:49 to go in the second.
Maurice making the free throw. Clippers are a perfect 7 for 7 from the line.
It's good to see the Clippers spirit so positive tonight. The energy level and the level of professionalism that they brought tonight after the embarrassing 61-point pasting that they took Monday night here at Staples.
40-35. Los Angeles has the lead. McGrady has the basketball against Odom. A couple of 20-year-old prodigies. Taylor and Willis. Odom with a rebound. That's his 8th rebound. 5 assists, 6 points for Lamar.
Well, the Raptors shooting so poorly.
Nesby for 3. Line drive won't go. McGrady gets the rebound.
Clippers have done a good job of not giving Toronto second chance opportunities.
Antonio Davis swatted away by Chilcutt. Raptors get it back. Didn't the shot clock reset there?
It should not have.
Oh, but it sure did.
It's supposed to be on the Clippers floor. Great defense again by Odom.
Clippers just can't come up with a loose ball. And Bose gets a bucket. I really think there was a shot clock there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, they reset on what appeared to be a turnover, but the ball never was in the Clippers' possession. So
absolutely not.
So the
40-37.
Getting shortchanged on their home court with their own statistical crew.
Chilcutt's been red hot. Pete Chilcutt since coming back on the second 2-day contract and now has been signed for the rest of the year.
That's good.
21 points in 31 minutes. His last 2 ball games.
You could never have enough guys from quality programs like North Carolina and UCLA on your team.
McGrady is a knocked away. A foul will be called. Foul's going to be against the Clippers. It's on Lamar Odom. Lamar's 2nd of the game. Timeout to be taken. LA by 5. Look forward to that here at Staples Center. The Los Angeles Clippers lead the Toronto Raptors by a score of 42-37. to 37. I'm Ralph Lawler along the big redhead Bill Walton. So far so good. Really all the game plans for Coach Jim Todd have been clicking here.
So many highlights around the league that Ron and Reggie will cover, but none for Vince Carter, because Dennis Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Jim Todd have devised a defensive strategy that have minimized the opportunities. They're sagging in. They're counting on the Raptor perimeter game being cold. Raptors haven't played since Monday night, so they certainly should not be fatigued. And this is a team, Toronto, that comes in with a lot of discipline, a lot of respect for the responsibilities of athletes on the road out there. The rebound story tonight, the Clippers have dominated the glass backboards tonight. They've out-rebounded. The Clippers, they have been out-rebounded in 13 of their last 14 games, so they have turned that around tonight in the first half.
Raptors, kind of a funny season. They won here in this building, 111-102 against the Lakers in November. They won at Utah. They won at Portland, of course. They beat the Knicks at Madison Square Garden in New York City. And yet the same ball club has lost at home to teams like Dallas and Detroit and Vancouver. So kind of hard to figure.
Dallas has Dennis Rodman, or at least they had Dennis Rodman until tonight. Vancouver, Toronto is always a great rivalry because of the Canadian relationship there. But this is a team that just hasn't figured out how to hammer the poorer teams in the league.
Lamar Odom against Willis. Taylor spins. Yo, that's some play. Oh, me, oh, my. Big Mo with 10 points in a marvelous play. And the Clippers lead by 5.
The way he used his right hand to execute that drop step move kept him from picking up an offensive foul.
Down the lane. McGrady doing a job here. Tracy has 9 points in the ball game, a 3-point Clipper lead.
Butch Carter is telling us before the game that the difference in the team is Tracy McGrady, and how he has become their best practice player.
And Christie will get the easy gimme. Doug Christie has a dozen, and there they are. It's a 1-point lead for L.A. Piatkowski ahead to Chilcott.
They're trying to post up Piatkowski on Monkey Bows.
Oh, Pike can't wait. He gets it.
It's a good strategy. But Willis is there. It's never worked in the history of Monkey's career.
And everybody's tried it as Taylor gets another jam. He has a dozen points. Of course, you see this kid, 5'3" tall out there. We got to post him up, but it gets you all out of your offense, get you all discombobulated, and it just doesn't seem to work.
Plus, Muggsy is a very crafty defensive player. How's that not a foul?
Because there was no whistle. Odom has the rebound and brings it up. Watch out for the offensive foul. The grab by Doug Christie. Christie gets his first foul. 2-shot foul. Lamar Odom will go to the free throw line for the Los Angeles Clippers with 41 seconds to go in the half.
A smart play by Doug Christie, taking the crowd out of what was certainly going to be a spectacular finish by Lamar Odom. When I talked to Dennis Johnson, the Clippers assistant coach, one of the great defensive players, if not all-around players in the history of basketball, DJ said that when you play against special guys like Michael Jordan, Vince Carter, Lamar Odom, you could never let them get their big game going. Now, DJ was in the game where Jordan scored the 63 points. DJ had the unenviable task of guarding Michael Jordan, but so many players for the Celtics fouled out in that game in April of 1986. Jordan setting the NBA playoff record for most points in a game at 63. The Celtics waxed the Bulls, though, in double overtime.
Odom makes both free throws. He's now made 16 of his last 18. The Clipper lead is back at 5 with 36 seconds to go in the half. Curry double clutches and misses. Rebound swatted up almost in by Chilcott. Anderson battles with Willis, and there'll be a jump ball call.
How is this not a technical foul?
Technical foul on Kevin Willis. He wanted to draw a personal foul, didn't. And now Derek Anderson will walk to the other end to shoot it.
Kevin Willis will just walk away right here. Dennis Salvatore is not going to hear any of this. Clearly a jump ball. And plus, with the opportunity to easily control the jump, you're jumping against a veritable midget out there. And then he causes his team to give up a point.
6'5" Derek Anderson, a veritable midget, according to the big redhead, as he makes his fifth straight free throw.
Look at him stand next to Kevin Willis. Who would you pick? out of the lineup.
Well, Willis's arms are about the same length as Muggsy Bogues, though, and Derek's a flyer. Now you watch this jump ball. You watch D.A. get up there.
Kevin Willis has always been plagued by the short arms. He was referred to fondly by his teammates as the Penguin for many years.
Well, a bad toss, so Derek would easily have controlled it. 49-43. The Clippers lead by 6.
Here, use my glasses, please.
I have my own, thank you. Muggsy winding down some time in the clock. 2 seconds separate the shot and the game clock. Clippers want to stop here. Curry for 3. Misses it. Candyman has a rebound with 6. Clippers have time to bring it up. Odom with 3. With 2 and a foul on Christie. He makes one that won't count.
Jim Todd is scratching his head, pulling his hair out, saying, Michael Olowokandi, when you get the rebound and there's 5-6 seconds left, you got to go.
So Christie's foul will send the Clippers to the line.
Ill-advised hack by Doug Christie. Too good a player, too smart a guy to make a decision like that.
I think he thought they had the foul to give. Odom will be at the line. The big southpaw makes the free throw, continuing his outstanding play. 9 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists for the 20-year-old Odom in the opening quarter.
At the start of the season, all the hype was on Lamar Odom and how quickly it shifted right to Vince Carter.
51-43, 8-point lead. Muggsy Bogues a 60-footer that's short and to the left, and the half comes to an end. And it was a dandy as all the pregame plans worked perfectly for the Clippers, and they lead the Toronto Raptors by a score of 51-43. When we come back, we'll take you to our Fox Network Center for the halftime report with Ron Thulin and Reggie Theus.
It's allowed Toronto to stay this close, but Vince Carter's so explosive. A lot of basketball to be played here at Staples.
So the second half is underway. It's Nesby, Taylor, Olowokandi, Anderson, and Odom. The Clippers inside, knocked away by Nesby. Carter, Oakley, Davis, McGrady, and Christie for the Toronto Raptors, hunting for their 35th win of the year,
which is a franchise record. They've still got 20-plus games to go. Clipper defense has just been marvelous. Set the tone for everything.
Starting with dribbling through a landmine, and the Clippers come up with a turnover with a terrific defensive series for the Clippers. The offensive series not so pretty. Todd almost faints over here.
Doesn't Coach Todd know about the coaching box? He was up at the half-court line.
Anderson brings it back, slashes to the basket, loses the ball out to Los Angeles.
I like the aggressiveness that Derek Anderson has shown tonight. Relentless attack on the hoop, pulling up on the break for jumpers, driving time and time again, just never letting Christie or McGrady or Carter have a break, who's ever matched up with him.
The Clipper starters have scored all but 2 of their points for both Olowokandi against Davis.
Both coaches have shortened up their benches, as the teams do now as the playoffs near. Talking to Charles Oakley before the game, he said that, come playoff time, you're only going to play 5 or 6 guys anyway, maybe get to 7.
Christie to Davis. Davis against the Candyman. And Michael becomes only the second foul for Michael, as no Clipper has more than 2. Now that's an unusual statistic for this ball club.
When you are playing against a shorter defender or a shorter opponent, as Olowokandi is towering over Antonio Davis, why go for a head fake? Just stand up there and just say, hey, I'm going to wait and wait and wait until you put that shot up, and I'm just going to slap it away and ignite a fast break.
Davis makes 1, he makes 2. An 8-point lead is now a 6-point lead. Clippers bring it back with Lamar Odom handling it to the front court against Vince Carter. Well, you won't pay to see that one. Anderson to the hole and chopped down by Antonio Davis. Antonio's first foul. Free throws for Anderson. He's getting the rewards now for his aggressiveness too, Bill. Now he's taken 40 free throw tries, and this is the 4th game of this homestand.
That's the way you control the tempo. That's the way you establish yourself, by constantly attacking. And then you're going to draw the attention of the referees. Tonight, perfect from the free throw line for Derek Anderson.
He almost always is. He's 7 for 7 tonight. And the Clippers back up by 8.
He's still in the top 10 in the NBA.
Oh, yes, he is. He's number 9.
But his still so far behind Jeff Hornacek, who is very close to setting the all-time record. What a pass.
Great feed from Christie to Davis for the slam dunk. 53-47, LA by 6.
Critical part of the season here for Los Angeles. They need to hold this together. Got a great crowd here at Staples tonight, a chance to really build something for the future.
Taylor backing in against Oakland. Very tough, very effective shot by Maurice, having a very solid game. 55-47 the Clips. Christie goes to work.
But the defense again, Derek Anderson pounding Doug Christie.
Carter, who has not way past the basket, tried to bring it back, couldn't do it. Odom with the ball to Anderson. No look to Taylor for the jammer. And the Clippers lead for the first time by 10 points.
Carter has not had a good look tonight. He's had some individual shot attempts, but nothing high above the rim at the basket.
Brady misses. Olowokandi rebounds. The Clippers trying to take control now.
Lamar Odom and Derek Anderson, the guards out in front, the big guards, a la Phil Jackson, really making a great stand here for Los Angeles.
Nesby thought about the three. Oakley knocks it away, and Taylor makes a great feed to Anderson. Oh, is that pretty basketball?
The passing, it's just so wonderful when the team comes together, as we've seen what's going on tonight, forcing Butch Carter to take a timeout. But with Maurice Taylor, Derek Anderson, and Lamar Odom, who already has a double-double, the Clippers are in complete control here against the invincible one and the Toronto Raptors. Clippers by 12, 4 minutes into the third.
59-47. Well, if you do not have a helicopter taking you to the airport where your private jet will wing you to Tucson, you can personally see Stanford against Arizona tomorrow night. Please join us on Fox Sports Net at 7:30. The battle for the top of the Pac-10. Bill, I know that the helicopter is out there waiting for you now.
The season all on the line tomorrow night in Tucson. What basketball players live for. The chance to win the championship in one game. Get the #1 seed. Those players all dreaming right now. Not just about psychology and history, sociology and economics, but about jumpers going down as Antonio Davis connects out of the timeout for Toronto.
Davis is the only Raptor to score. He has 6 here in the third quarter. 59-49, Los Angeles on top, off to a big start here to open the second half of play. Anderson into Olowokandi in the paint a long time. Couldn't quite finish it off, and Antonio Davis comes up with his 6th rebound.
Still shuffling his feet, Olowokandi, on that turnaround move. More time needed in practice.
Carter trying to get it going.
They double teaming him, not letting him have any good looks.
Christie for 3. McGrady gets the offensive rebound. And Davis still is the only Raptor to score. He has 8 in the period. 59-51 LA.
But the Clippers can live with that because Antonio Davis is not going to be able to carry the team for the entire second half here. Vince Carter is the one that they have to continue to contain. They've done a marvelous job. Give Jim Todd a ton of credit for that.
On the wing, Maurice Taylor. The hand check foul called against Oakley. Oakley, of course, long, a great defender in this league, has not had much luck here against Taylor.
A terrific matchup, though. Oakley, remember, was with Michael Jordan for the first 3 years in Chicago. Had a nice talk with them as the Clippers take a 20-second timeout. And we'll be right back. A lot of Vince Carter and the Clippers to come. Stay with us.
Critics across the country have seen the future, and the future is here. The National Press News gives it 7 very bright stars. Whether you're on the edge of your seat or not, you will sit down. Now playing at IHOP, a sliced cinnamon roll dipped in French toast batter and grilled golden brown, 2 eggs, hash browns, and bacon or sausage. Cinnamon swirled French toast from $2.99. Open 1. Another anytime's a good time for IHOP release.
59-51, Los Angeles leads Toronto. Odom will bring it in for the Clippers. Odom already a double-double, 10 points, 10 rebounds, has 6 assists. Taylor against Oakley again. Nesby. 13 points for Nesby. Clippers by 10.
Nesby has played as well as I have ever seen him play tonight. A disciplined game, not trying to get wild, not trying to get caught up in outshining Vince Carter, just trying to outwork him.
Christie for three. Bingo. Doug Christie's third three-pointer of the night. He has 15 points, and the Clipper lead is sliced down to 7.
They have to come with a double team. Christie cannot guard Tyrone Nesby in the low block.
Inside to Olowokandi. The jump hook is a beauty by Michael with Butch Carter off the Toronto bench screaming for a 3-second violation. Kareem looking on there at his top pupil, Michael Olowokandi.
Kareem has added so much more than just working with the big guys. Giving everyone.
McGrady hits a long two. 11 for McGrady. 63-56 the Clippers. They send 2 at Odom. Anderson leans.
Good decision, Derek Anderson. Keep that ball moving. Go to work, Olowokandi.
Shot clock's at 9. Odom a wild pass off the hands of Davis, and the Raptors come up with the ball and force another Los Angeles turnover. Their 13th.
But the Raptors have not been able to turn those into highlight film specials.
There's a special delivery from Christie, another three-pointer by the young man from Pepperdine, and Jim Todd's going to want a timeout, I think.
A quick comeback here.
Odom will get rather it's a Nesby who couldn't finish it. Davis will pick up the foul, and Nesby will be at the line.
Jim Todd was trying to call a timeout there. While all the players were standing around, Lamar Odom keeps the play going. He gets a trip to the free throw line, but Jim Todd called him over there and said, hey, look, when I call a timeout, just please call a timeout. Don't keep the play running here. Oh, but if this had gone down for a three-point play opportunity, Jim Todd would have been ecstatic.
Clippers still perfect at the line.
Gee, thanks, Rob.
Yeah. Nesby came into the league, of course, the same time as Carter. Carter was the 4th player chosen in the draft in '98. Nesby was undrafted. Played for the Clippers 1 year, then was a free agent. Clippers matched the contract offer by San Antonio, so Nesby undrafted now in his 2nd year, making $450,000 a year more than Vince Carter.
Well, that's not counting Vince Carter's off-the-court activities, which is probably more than he's making on the court. But, so are you suggesting that players take the Tyrone Nesby track to get to the NBA?
Bill, I'm suggesting nothing. Reporting the facts. That's my job, just to report the facts. Seek them out.
I thought that was my job.
Find them. And then report them.
That was my job.
No, it's your job to make them up. McGrady will go to work, and you do it very well. McGrady to the hole, draws the foul. He will go to the free throw line. Foul's going to be called against Maurice Taylor. Big Mo's 3rd of the ball game. The first Clipper with more than 2 fouls.
But the different pressures that Tracy McGrady is facing here at the free throw line for 2, but off the court with his agent and his friends and people telling him, hey, you go someplace like Chicago or Orlando and be the man, get a shoot all the time. And he's going to go there and they're going to lose all the time. And there's nothing like being part of something very special. And Butch Carter knows that. After his days at Indiana University, his days with the Lakers. Vince Carter knows that with what's going on in Toronto and with the North Carolina Tar Heels. Hopefully someone who has Tracy McGrady's ear will get him that message.
Hey, what's going on here now? Suddenly the Clipper 12-point lead is down to 3, 64-61.
Toronto's a good team.
3-point try by Anderson will not fall. Olowokandi's tip will not go. Raptors can cut it to 1.
Carter over the top.
McGrady spinning and missing. Olowokandi rebounding for LA. Odom will bring it back. Carter's tied. Sets the offense.
Hasn't been able to get any rhythm. Wild shot by Tyrone.
Yeah, it was indeed. Did not run the offense at all. Didn't give it a chance to get him a good shot. Carter due to take off. 6 points for Vince Carter. 64-63. Clippers by 1.
The pressure that Carter is under everywhere he goes. Media horde just following him around, asking him what he had for breakfast. How was the hotel bathroom?
Traveling to Michael Olowokandi. Oh, they're going to call a foul on Davis instead. Michael gets bailed out by Antonio Davis. And by Violet Palmer, the referee.
Arguably the worst call in the millennium of games that Toronto has played in this building against Antonio Davis. The traveling violation, shuffles his feet.
There was a bump, a hip bump.
Oh, sure.
Davis comes out of the game, and Kevin Willis replaces him. It's not legal, Bill.
But Antonio Davis was standing right there. Michael Olowokandi ran right into him.
They've changed the rules since you played. They've taken down the teach baskets. It's a new game now.
They've eliminated the center jump after every basket.
Taylor has it knocked away. 1 second on the shot clock for the Clippers. Trying to pull out the old 1 second play.
Well, something a lob to the basket. Or Derek Anderson running away for a three-point bomb.
Here it is, and he gets it off in time.
Oh!
But it wouldn't fall.
Perfect execution, and what a timely pass by Lamar Odom.
Raptors a chance to take the lead, but they misfire, and Odom brings it back for LA.
I like the fact that Todd has not substituted tonight for Los Angeles.
Rebound fought for. Anderson out of the pack with it to Odom. Olowokandi lets it get away from him. And McGrady comes up, and the fans are on Michael Olowokandi.
Lack of concentration, lack of execution.
Willis. We have a new leader, ladies and gentlemen. The Raptors break on top, 65-64.
All the fans want is effort, and when they see Michael Olowokandi not able to even hold on to the ball, very frustrating. First lead now for Toronto since they led 17-16 early in the first quarter.
We're right back to Olowokandi.
That's a good move by Odom.
And the Bluebirds are out at Staples Center. Michael has to deal with it. Instead, he gets a foul, his third of the ball game. 2:39 to go. We'll have a timeout taken. The Toronto Raptors have come from 12 down as you look into the eyes of a worried coach, Jim Todd. Toronto by 1. Doug Christie's been shooting the Raptors right back into the game.
6 for 11 overall, including 7 from behind the three-point line. An exquisite three-point shooter. Also the ability to hit runners off the glass. The Clippers are double-teaming Vince Carter on a regular basis tonight. Look for Doug Christie to get great wide-open looks, and he has delivered. His little ritual he's going through almost every time he touches the ball.
Willis misses the free throw. There's Christie out of Pepperdine. Late bloomer who's really found a niche in Toronto.
When I first started broadcasting Christie's games back in Pepperdine many years ago on the precursor to Fox, which was Prime Ticket, Doug Christie had a very limited game, but he just kept working on it and working on it. He had a great body then, but now he's got a game to go along with that body.
Pete Chilcutt has replaced Michael Olowokandi at center. Taylor pulled his way to the goal, gets the foul from Oakley. Hey, Maurice is playing a real power forward out there this evening. Against a real power forward for sure, and Charles Oakley as Olowokandi watches from the sidelines now.
A frustrating night for Olowokandi. After getting faced up for 61 points, he only had 5 fouls. And
he has 13 big rebounds tonight, we should point out in his defense, as Maurice steps up to the line.
And the Clippers have led and played very well for most of the game, but now that they're falling behind here, the ultimate determination of how you play is whether you win or lose. And without Keith Kloss on the Clipper roster now, who's out with a very severe back injury.
There's Big Keith, also Eric Murdoch, both on the injured list.
The pain that Keith Kloss is going through right now is just horrendous. He can barely...
He can whoop up that hair all right. The throw is working.
It's amazing that he's not hospitalized.
66-66. Knocked away by Nesby from Carter. Carter having a nightmarish game. Slam dunk. Clippers back on top. 68-66 as Carter gave it up. Taken away by Anderson. Slam dunk. 2 in a row for LA on top, 70-66.
One of the great periods in Clipper history here. The response after they gave up inexplicably that 12-point lead, and now they come roaring back to take complete control.
Carter He has 8 points. 70-68, Clippers by 2.
Well, the sign of the real great ones are guys who can stink it up for 3 quarters like Carter has done and then come back and do something with the game on the line. We'll see.
Nesby will fire the 3. Bingo! Tyrone Nesby with 19 points, and LA leads by 5. Carter at the other end. Draws the foul from Tyrone Nesby. 3 on Nez, joining Taylor and Olowokandi with 3.
The Clipper defense has turned this game around. The first poke away by Nesby, and the Raptors can't even get back on defense. And then the very next possession, Doug Christie. Again, Toronto playing without a pure point guard. This is a team that's playing with 3 big guards, Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, and Doug Christie. Now they bring Del Curry, no real ball handlers. And the Clippers have made them pay.
Carter is 2 for 5 from the line. Coming off a 35-point game at Portland 48 hours ago. As you see, it was Carter's mark of 51 that Shaq erased the other night. Carter's going to try again at the line as Butch Carter doesn't like something going on out there. But now Vince will go back to the free throw line.
They are not related.
Although Vince Carter and Tracy McGrady are related, distant cousins. 73-69, Clippers by 4, final minute, third period. Odom handling out front. Nesby with 8 on the clock. Shoot a 3. Christie rebounded.
Carter playing Nesby, and Nesby pokes it out of bounds up in the passing lane, but Vince Carter is playing Tyrone Nesby to go to his right hand, and that's an interesting defensive strategy. These 2 players have not played against each other a lot, so I would force Tyrone Nesby to his left if I was going to guard him.
Christie, the right sideline to Del Curry for 3. Taken away from Odom. Slam dunk. The Clippers slam dunking them to death. 75-69 the Clips.
Last shot time for Toronto as they pull it down. One of the problems with going with all these big guards is these guys love to go to the offensive glass, and the Clippers are burning them with numerous fast break opportunities, feeding off their top defense tonight.
Clippers led by about 5 at this point against the Raptors in Toronto, and Curry made a 3. Shot clock violation. He'll make no 3 now.
Again, the Clipper defense.
But that 3 by Curry propelled the Raptors into a fourth quarter comeback and a victory.
That was an incredible game that we did back in November, I think that was. Wasn't that in November?
Yeah, they add a couple of seconds to the clock. 2.8 seconds. Time for the Clippers to make a catch and maybe get off a decent shot. Nesby will turn and fire. He darn near made a very difficult, like turning hook shot from 50 feet. Oh, would that have been something? That's the end of 3 quarters of play. The Clippers lead the Raptors 75-69. Ralph Lauder, Bill Walton back with you for the final quarter. Clippers are up by 12, coughed up that lead, went down by 2, come back now to lead by 6.
And the Gatorade recap, Vince Carter, 33 points per game over the last 6 games, only has 9 points, 3 for 11 shooting, as Tyrone Nesby has outplayed them at both ends of the court. The rebounds, the Clippers are dominant there with Olowokandi with 13 already, and Lamar Odom a double-double. The Clippers a strong finish to the end of the third quarter on a very solid 11-3 run. Turnovers have been a major factor too. In this third quarter alone, Toronto had 6 turnovers, and the Clippers turned those into easy opportunities as Nesby off to the races, and nothing anyone, not even Doug Christie, not even Vince Carter or Tracy McGrady, all in the picture, could do about it.
Odom, Piatkowski, Taylor, Anderson, Chilcott for Los Angeles. Nesby on the bench here to start the fourth period. Piatkowski towering over Muggsy. Bose looks down and almost laughs inside to Taylor. Taylor against Davis, sees the double team. The right-hand jump hook is a beauty. Maurice having one of his really solid games of the year. 8 out of 10 field goals for Maurice Taylor. He has 20 points.
The bench not giving Jim Todd much of late as the Clippers have struggled to lose a lot of games here. Got to see what Chilcutt and Piatkowski can contribute.
3-point try by Carter. Bingo. Here he comes. Vince Carter buries his 58-3. 29% from three-point land a year ago. 41% this year. I think he can make a case for Vince Carter as most improved player in the league this year.
What about Shaq?
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Vince Carter. I think you can make a case for him.
You said most improved player.
I think you can make a case for him as most improved player. Piatkowski, they post up Bogues that time to good advantage. 79-72, the Clippers have the lead.
You probably want to give that to Dikembe Mutombo too. Are you his PR agent, Dikembe Mutombo's PR agent?
I'd like to have 5% of his next contract, I'll tell you that. Piatkowski with a steal, brings it back all the way to the basket, draws the foul, fouls on Del Curry. Piatkowski will shoot free throws.
The Clippers' vaunted fast break is untracked right now, and there's nothing that Toronto can do. Toronto, they're turning the ball over, they're taking wild shots, and with the Clippers smiling and laughing all the way to the free throw line as they cruise here to a 7-point lead, and Piatkowski deadly from the line.
Free throw is good by Pike. He's in his 6th year with the Clippers. That's longer than any other player in the roster. The next most would be Taylor and Kloss, both in their 3rd seasons.
So have we passed the mantle from Roy Vaught to Eric Piatkowski as being Mr. Clipper?
Not yet, not yet. 81-72, Clippers lead by 9. I'm going to save that one for Lamar Odom. He can be Mr. Clipper of all time, I think. They go inside to Davis.
You're finally coming around to that now?
Davis misses. Taylor rebounds. I thought so first time I saw him in training camp, tell you the truth, as Lamar brings the ball up.
I've been arguing that all season long, and you've taken the other position. What has come over you?
I must have misunderstood you. Inside Anderson gets, you've always been misunderstood there. Odom thought about the 3, draws the foul, goes before the shot. The foul will be called. Foul is going to be against Antonio Davis. That's 4 in Antonio.
This is a classic example of what has frustrated Butch Carter and Toronto fans around the world all season long. This team with so much talent, so much promise, and yet they're getting beat here by the Clippers, who have the worst record in the NBA.
The Clippers lead by 9 now.
And Toronto just won handily, going away by 15, 18 points at Portland. Portland has fallen apart.
Odom with a left hand, can't get it to fall. Goaltending is called. Give the basket to Lamar Odom.
Sean Corbin just stepping forward, standing tall and saying, we will not tolerate any sort of transgressions against the laws of humanity.
No, the laws of basketball, or the laws of Dr. Naismith. This is Tracy McGrady throwing it away. For the Raptors, self-destructing. And Anderson is fouled first by Bogues, then by McGrady. Bogues will get the foul, his 3rd of the ball game, and the timeout will be taken. 9:34 to go in the game. Clippers are doing a job. Watch the hand come up into the basket, and that is a no-no. Oh, holding it with his left hand, holding in the rim.
Big game on Fox Sports, 7:30 Pacific time, but this game, which has all the high flyers in it, that time above the rim, a violation against more than just the laws against humanity, as the fans here are just enjoying this scene.
Clippers have the ball, an 11-point lead as Lamar Odom protects that precious rock. 9:27 to go. Clippers not going to try to finish one off. Taylor in the post. It's been a tower of strength. Nice little move, but he didn't make the shot. But Anderson picks up the rebound. Derek has been everywhere tonight.
The big guard lineup has really helped for Los Angeles tonight, something that Jim Todd will undoubtedly go with for a lot down the last 20-plus games.
Anderson for 3. Bingo! Derek Anderson has 19 points. Boy, the starting unit has just been spectacular. Clippers have their game-high lead of 14 at 86-72.
Clippers on an unbelievable 22-6 run over the last 5.5 minutes, capped by that 3-pointer. In complete control once again.
Carter. McGrady. Tracy McGrady with the follow. He has 15. 86-74. Clippers with the lead and the ball.
That basket by someone else other than Vince Carter broke a string of 6 straight points for Vince Carter for the Raptors.
Odom, the feed to Anderson, who throws it away. McGrady fouled by Piatkowski.
Who's guarding Derek Anderson? He's been wide open all night long. It's not as if someone on the Clippers is drawing a lot of double teams other than Maurice Taylor, but Anderson really moving well without the ball, and the Raptors not paying enough attention to him when he doesn't have it.
Doug Christie gets the ball to McGrady. Carter against Odom. That's a tough shot. Lamar had his hand right in his face. Carter with 14. 86-76. Clippers by 10. Nesby about to return for the Clippers.
Just keep the offensive going. You just get the ball movement. Find Derek Anderson, who has the hot hand.
He is in fact being guarded by Christie.
Or not being guarded by Christie.
He's assigned to Christie. Taylor to beat the clock. Piatkowski, nice tap back to Odom. And he shoved off. No question about it. Lamar knew it that time. Coach Todd didn't know it. I mean, JT very unhappy, but Odom seemed to accept that one.
Jim Todd having to argue to protect his superstar. That's the second time tonight that those two young phenoms have gone shoulder to shoulder.
Well, it wasn't nearly as obvious as I thought it was in live action.
That's why you have replay. That's why the referee should sit over here.
We should run the court.
That's absolutely.
Not for long.
We can get interviews from the players mid-fast break.
McGrady. Davis high for the rebound. Chilcutt low with a foul.
During the last timeout, I quickly went to the internet and went on RalphLawler.com, and there was a message there from Roy Vaught, who said that he is not Mr. Clipper, that you, Ralph, are Mr. Clipper.
Is that right?
Well, you have been here longer than anyone. You are Mr. Clipper. In fact, that story in today's Orange County Register about you, that was just magnificent. Congratulations to you, Ralph. You are our hero.
Opened up the paper and saw a big color picture of myself and thought, I'm not that bald.
Well, it was a marvelous story, well-deserved, and everyone get out, get the Orange County Register, get on the internet if you don't have the paper itself, and read about our man Ralph.
Davis goes up, rejected by Taylor, but a foul will be called against the Clippers. It's on Maurice. That's his 4th. 4 fouls on Taylor. No other Clipper has more than 3. Taylor with 20, Nesby with 19, Anderson with 19, Odom with 14, flirting with a triple-double.
With the balance that the Clippers have shown throughout this game, despite the fact that they only have a total of 6 points off the bench, Chilcutt has 2, Piatkowski has 4. The balance for the Clippers has now been matched in the second half by Toronto, even though Toronto still trails by a good sum of 10, but 14 for Carter, 12 for Davis, 15 for McGrady. Christie has 18, but their bench a little bit more productive. Willis leading the way for Toronto with 9 off the bench.
Davis cuts it to 9. Clippers with the ball. 6:54 to go.
Oh, Olowokandi wide open. They couldn't get him the ball.
Anderson makes a tough catch. A foul will be called on Willis, holding Olowokandi. Kevin gets his 3rd foul. Timeout will be taken. 6:48 to go in the game. Los Angeles up by 9, trying to pull off an upset. Derek Anderson doing a job for the Clippers here.
Clippers have put on an outstanding performance tonight. Coming back from the debacle that was the Laker game on Monday. Coming out with pride, passion, the glory that is the Los Angeles Clippers on full display with slam dunks, 3-point shooting, and a solid 9-point lead.
Anderson cross court to Nesby. That's a tough shot.
He hit
Anderson inside to Nez. That's an easy shot. 21 for Tyrone Nesby, his best game in a long time. Clippers lead by 11.
Huge crowd here at Staples tonight, well in excess of 18,000 fans.
18,176 in case you hadn't counted. Carter under heavy pressure. Rebound Olowokandi. That's Michael's 14th rebound of the game.
The Clippers have absolutely dominated the basket area tonight on both ends. They have not allowed Vince Carter or McGrady to play above the rim. They have blocked shots, gotten rebounds, attacked.
Whoops, bad pass by Odom, taken by Christie. They go out and close out in his attempt to shoot a three.
Well, they wanted a lob again, the fans, for Vince Carter. But it's all Clippers in the basket area, making Toronto beat them from the outside, something that they have not been able to do tonight.
Carter now has 16. 12 in the second half. 88-79, the Clippers on top.
This is a critically important game for Toronto. If they can move up in the standings, what are they, fourth in the Eastern Conference right now?
Yes, indeed. Nesby for three. Rebound taken by D. Brown, who just came off the bench.
D is not healthy. D and Alvin Williams, the two nominal
Steal by Nesby, taking it away from Carter. And there's no question, Nesby has outplayed Carter tonight. Odom to Taylor, and he takes too many steps.
When you play with Lamar Odom, you have to be ready at all times. Maurice Taylor telling Lamar, I'm sorry, I thought you were going to shoot that ball. When you're as creative and imaginative as Lamar Odom, that pass could come at any time from any location.
Brown, a great three-point shooter.
Not based on that.
To the court to Anderson. Throws up a pair to earn a trip to the foul line, and D. Brown, who's been watching all night long, probably thought he wasn't going to play at all. Didn't play against Portland.
D. Brown has gotten a little heavier here as he's been on the bench for so long with that bad knee.
He's gotten chubby is what he's gotten.
A former slam dunk champion for the NBA, as Vince Carter was this year. What Vince Carter did in Oakland, that was just amazing. Took it to the highest level the slam dunk contest has ever been at. Dunk 1 and dunk 3 at Golden State All-Star Saturday. Historic.
I guess it was a good idea to bring that back. It certainly has worked well for Vince Carter. He was the top vote getter for the All-Star game. That catapulted him, up several notches in terms of recognition around the NBA, and then he wins the slam dunk contest. Then he gets 51 points in his first game ever on NBC. He is a player for the Dramatic, but he's not a member of the Olympic team yet.
There's still lots of time for guys to get hurt.
Well, they won't miss Vince Carter if there's an opening, believe me.
How about Kobe Bryant? How about Allen Iverson? How about Latrell Sprewell?
I'll repeat. They will not miss Vince Carter if a spot becomes available.
Well, Tim Hardaway, what about his knee? Is he going to be able to play in the Olympics?
Somebody might beg one of those players, don't you want to take the summer off? You don't want to go to Australia that time of year. It's Nesby, no contact, no whistle. Rebound Willis, Clippers by 11. 4:21 to go, ahead to Oakley. Carter on the wing against Taylor.
Crowd waiting for a show here, thinking that the Clippers have this game well in hand, want to be entertained a little bit.
Little hand check on Maurice Taylor. That's a real tough cover from Mo out in the court against Carter, but he did a pretty good job. But he has 5 fouls now.
This is a game that Michael Olowokandi can learn from Tyrone Nesby about how to come out and attack the other team's star player. Tyrone Nesby has played a disciplined game. He has come on the offensive end and tried to make him work.
Oakley to Brown for 3. Bingo. Though D. Brown can still throw him in from long range. He led the NBA in three-pointers made last season. 90-82, Clippers by 8, 3:45 to go.
Clippers have not only outplayed Vince Carter, they've outplayed and denied Tracy McGrady as well, who has been on an incredible tear himself.
Odom with 7 on the shot clock. Has it knocked away and stolen by Oakley. The lob. The fans got what they wanted. Okay, have your cheers, enjoy it, get it out of your system. Clippers by 6 now, can go ahead and close them out with 3:18 to go.
Vinsanity reigns supreme. A ball never got above the rim on the lob.
But the Clippers now have to keep their focus here. Well, they could lose this game. Out of bounds to L.A. off Willis.
Oakley is down.
Fans still buzzing about Vince Carter.
Why not? They'll be seeing this for at least until the next game. The pass.
Pete Chilcutt will come in. Taylor will come out.
The pass. How does he do this? I'm sorry.
The fans are loving it. The Clipper players, of course, are not. And they got humiliated late in the ball game with the Clipper fans singing happy birthday to Shaquille O'Neal 48 hours ago.
Well, everything was lined up. The harmonic convergence for Shaq to have the huge game, and he delivered.
But now the Clippers want to deliver a victory. They need a score right here, I think. They don't get a good shot. The lead is down to 6. 90-84 with D. Brown to the controls. He wants to shoot a three.
How about a lob to
He's got to shoot a three. Loose ball foul against the Clippers. Momentum has shifted north of the border. Foul on Derek Anderson. 2:36 to go in the game. Timeout is taken. The LA lead is down to 6 at 90-84. Oh, me, oh, my. Clippers led 86-72, and then Vince Carter took flight.
Everything going right for Toronto as this errant pass. You can't practice things like that. I was confused for a moment. I thought this was the Daredevil stuntmen coming off their trampoline, and then I realized it was live action and Vince Carter playing so high above the rim.
Well, he has a built-in trampoline, it seems, and he saved the best for last. There's no question about that. Willis is at the line trying to bite into this lead some more, and he makes the one. It's down to 5.
Willis, an outstanding free throw shooter throughout his career, despite the short arms, despite the fact that he's really actually shooting on a much higher basket because those arms are so short.
90-86 Los Angeles. Maurice Taylor is back. Clippers have their starting unit out there. Nesby, Taylor, Olowokandi, Anderson, and Odom. Anderson with him. They look to Olowokandi. Michael with a catch, 10 on the shot clock. Nesby double clutches, loses it. Oakley gets it ahead to D. Brown. Willis. Oh, man. The pressure's on now, folks. 90-88. The Raptors a 16-4 scoring run.
The beautiful thing for Toronto is that it's not just been Vince Carter. It's been Oakley on defense. It's been Willis making free throws and jumpers.
D. Brown with a big three. Taylor, the tip. The Raptors can tie it up. Christie for 2, for 3. He misses it. He rebounds it. Carter thinks about the three.
Clippers have denied Carter's penetration time and time again tonight. That's put him in a position to win. Butch Carter is going to take a timeout here. An eternity left at Staples. Jim Todd wants the pushing foul. The Clippers could not convert at the offensive end, but they still lead by 2.
Oh, this looks so easy midway through the fourth quarter. Clippers are up 86-72, but look now, here's what's left. The Clippers have 3 full timeouts and a 20 remaining. The Raptors have 2. Both teams are out of fouls.
Basketball fans around the world celebrating the greatness of the NBA tonight, but Butch Carter will only celebrate, new contract notwithstanding, if they can get this victory, the 6-game winning streak on the line. They've won 3 close games in this streak.
Clippers need a defensive stop right now. Less than a minute and a half remaining. Carter against Odom. Stopped by Taylor. Oakley, a long jumper for the top. Charles Oakley hits the jump shot. His first field goal of the game.
Phenomenal defense by Maurice Taylor and Lamar Odom. Willing pass,
tied at 90. Olowokandi from Odom. Oh, that's a big play. Credit Odom for finding the big man. 92-90 the Clippers.
The biggest hoop in Olowokandi's career.
We're in the final minute of play. Fasten your seatbelts. We're going down to the wire. Tie game. Carter has 20. 92-92.
Come right back to Olowokandi. The magic is there. Kareem is sitting on the bench. DJ, one of the great post feeders ever.
Odom looking for Michael. Battling with Willis. Three-point try. In and out. Anderson the rebound. Out of bounds. Clippers ball. Brown fell out of bounds.
Clippers take a timeout here. They've got a ton of timeouts. Talk this one over. The youngest team in the league, Los Angeles.
20-second timeout. Now I think maybe he's going to want a full. Let's see. He wants a full timeout. 29.5 seconds to go in the game. What a finish. We're tied 92-92. Time for your seatbelts. Get them ready. We'll be back with a finish. Splendid game here. 92-92. Clippers will have the ball. Here it's gone back and forth.
One of the most important games of this season for the Clippers. Oakley gives them a lead with the big jumper from the perimeter against the shot clock, and then Olowokandi comes right back and answers with a classic jump.
That put the Clippers up by 2.
And then Vince Carter moving without the ball quickly, no hesitation, the long fade away from just inside the line. Carter delivering once again.
We're tied again, and the Clippers will have it in with 24 seconds on the shot clock, 29.5 seconds on the game clock.
Clippers play this one down all the way to the end of the shot clock. Shoot virtually at the expiration of the shot clock. If it doesn't go in, they still go to overtime.
Inbound to Odom. Fans are standing. Seat belts are fastened. Odom out front against D. Brown. It's down to 14. That's the game clock you see. The shot clock's the important one. There it is in red. Anderson, one-on-one. Taylor for the lead. Rebound out of bounds. Oh, Bennett Salvatore says Clippers by Palmer. Says Toronto. The Clippers get the call. The veteran official overruled with 5 seconds to go.
Where's Tracy McGrady? They got D. Brown out there. Kevin Willis high above the rim. That should be a Toronto ball.
You saw Nesby protesting because he saw by Palmer's call. Bennett Salvatore explaining to his fellow officials out there, and he is the senior crew member, that he saw the Raptors touch it last. That's a critical call. The Clippers have the ball. Tie game. 5 seconds to go. Let's look at it one more time from a different angle.
Willis is pulling back, and Nesby is pushing forward. That ball should go out to Toronto.
Wow, it's a very close call. Was it Willis? Was it his momentum that pushed it away, or was it Nesby? Anyway, the ball belongs to the Clippers is all that counts. They should be able to escape with no worse than overtime at this point. The shooters will go on the court. Piatkowski coming in. Anderson, Odom, Taylor, and Nesby. Nesby will bring it in.
Still no Tracy McGrady. Is he hurt? Is he in the coach's doghouse? Or D. Brown is
tie game. Inbounded to Odom. Makes the catch with 4 seconds. With 2. He's fouled. The foul is on. Carter. Odom can win it at the line. Vince Carter with the foul on Lamar Odom. Has the contest in his hand.
Huge opportunity for Lamar Odom in just his first year, 20 years old. Very tight call, but must be the new rules here as Lamar Odom steps through the bump.
A second and a half remain. Lamar Odom 4 out of 4 from the line. The Clippers as a team have made 22 out of 23. The biggest free throws of the 20-year-old's pro career. The Clippers lead. 93-92 Los Angeles. Odom, cool, calm, collected. Look at his line tonight.
Would not hurt the Clippers if they missed this free throw.
I agree with that. Let's see if he's going to try to.
With a high miss.
You got to hit the iron.
Yeah, but it's throwing up high.
He makes it.
How about
so the Clippers lead by 2. Toronto will bring it to midcourt with a second and a half to go. It's not over yet.
Remember the game in Boston a week ago where they hit the big 3 Vince Carter did with 1 second to go and broke Rick Pitino and the Celtics fans' heart.
Hey.
Vince Carter will be the man coming out of this timeout for Butch Carter. Clippers have to bring all their defensive stalwarts in. That's Olowokandi, Nesby, Maurice Taylor, Lamar Odom.
They'd love to have Keith Boston to defend the inbounds pass.
Can they put Kareem in there to do that?
How about you? You're 7'3".
I'm 6'11". He's 7'2". 51 points. Vince Carter started this big winning streak. He had the game-winning three-pointer at the buzzer at Boston. Scored 10 of the team's final 12 points against the Grizzlies in a game that they won by 2. And now with the weight of the world on his shoulders.
Well, he has 11 points in the final quarter here tonight. So he's trying to be invincible.
Well, he turned a stinker of a game into a thriller of a game and now has a chance. But when you're playing defense in this situation, don't get backdoored. If you're going to get beat by an unbelievable fadeaway shot, which Carter is capable of doing.
Clippers have no fouls to give. So that is not an option. There's Antonio Davis on the sidelines. What a ball game. The Raptors have never won 7 in a row. They're trying to accomplish it here tonight. The last time these two teams met at Los Angeles, back on March 13th of 1998, the Clippers won 152 to 120.
152? How long ago was that?
69% from the field in 1998, the last time they met in LA. Didn't play here last year because of the lockout. Now the Clippers will take a timeout. So the Clippers will take a timeout as the strategy continues here, the chess match between the two coaches.
And part of that strategy is to get the Raptors standing around, let them stiffen up, let all the sweat, let the excitement of the moment work against them as they will not come out with that feeling of being hot.
Vince Carter on the sidelines. Well, the worm has worn out his welcome. Dennis Rodman has been waived by the Mavericks. Catch this and all the other top stories next on Fox Sports Net. Wow. In the meantime, we got a game to finish, and Vince Carter would like to finish it with a little heroics. The Clippers will be all over him, I can promise you.
Don't get backdoored. Butch Carter has decided against Tracy McGrady down the stretch here in lieu of D. Brown. We'll see what lineup he comes out with.
McGrady will be on now.
And so will Del Curry, D. Brown. They're bringing five guards out here.
Oh, there's a bunch of guys you don't want to have shoot the ball, believe me. Brown, McGrady, Christie, Curry, and Carter. McGrady will inbound. He's the only guy who's not really a long shooting threat. They can win it with a 3. They can tie it with a 2. A second and a half to go. Seatbelts are mandatory. Clippers lead 94-92. Carter wide open for the win. He is invincible.
Performance by Vince Carter. The Clippers defense broke down. There was no pressure on the ball. They could have had 2. Vince Carter for the look. Net game. Vince Carter.
So for Bill Walton, I'm Ralph Lawler saying so long from Staples Center. The final score. The Raptors beat the Clippers 95-94. You've been watching LA Clippers coverage on Fox Sports Net 2. Now we take you to the Fox Network Center for Fox Sports News.